My Filipino wife has been Americanized. I am older than my father in law. This is part of my shout out to the Philippines series. Why did you marry me?
Because I don't want to work.
Well, it didn't take long. It only took 2 years, literally to the day, December 27th, for my Filipino wife to become fully
I
Americanized.
think the word Americanized has nothing to do with someone who is disrespectful, especially to your people, screaming, snatching some things verbally and physically. I'm so fed up. I'm so done.
A Filipino-American couple who are currently on a process of divorcing. Wow, what a happy new year to them. But anyway, you've probably heard about Jayan and Chad, Filipino-American couple on TikTok whose relationship has just recently ended. And Chad's out here complaining about how she's Americanized, the wife, which is Jayan, Americanized and filed for divorce just after getting her green card in their 2 years of marriage. Okay, but let's get one thing straight. This situation didn't just happen overnight. So Chad came to the Philippines, married a woman in her early 20s, brought her to the US, made her pregnant 3 times, and now he's surprised that things are falling apart. Things fell apart actually already. At the same time, Jayan, the wife, who's in her early 20s at that time, knew exactly what she was walking into. So marrying a man old enough to be her father, they both made choices that led to their mess today. Today I want to talk about why this kind of situation is problematic for everyone that is involved. Let's take a quick look of this video first.
In America, if a woman, if a wife, even a girlfriend, is not happy in the relationship, all she has to say to the world on social media, and especially to the government, I'm not happy. And if she drops the word abused or anything along those lines, the American system steps in. It steps in to protect her against any for any allegations that she makes. And the man's side of the story is it's all assumed. I'm an evil, controlling, patriarchal, oppressive white dude.
So I think, both parties are responsible for what happened here. Chad didn't really come to the Philippines looking for an equal partner. Let's be real, okay? He came to find a young, uneducated girl from the province, from a poor background probably, who he thought would be just, grateful to marrying him. But Jay Ann isn't off the hook either. She's not out of trouble, this situation, of course, because she agreed to it. She knew she was marrying a much older, who clearly wasn't looking, a much older man who's clearly was not looking for a relationship that is, like equal, like the same level equal. Was it love? Can you call that love, really? Was it love? For me, no, it's not. This is a very transactional relationship for me. Like from the beginning, it's transactional from the beginning. Chad wanted youth and submission. Jay Ann wanted financial security and a ticket to a better life. They both made their choices in the beginning. And when you start a relationship on such a very, like unstable ground or very unstable foundation, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? No, this is a real question. What are you expecting? What exactly are you expecting to happen? If the foundation isn't solid, the whole thing is going to fall apart. It's bound to fall apart. It's bound to crumble. And to men like Chad, what exactly are you expecting when you marry a woman 30 or 40 years younger than you? Someone who doesn't share, the same life experiences, doesn't share your life experiences or your level of maturity. Say you're 60 years older, okay? You fly halfway across the world to come to the Philippines, right? Marry a teenager or, someone in their early 20s. You're not really looking for love. You're looking for someone who you can control. You want someone who you think won't argue, who will rely on you, and who you can rescue because of her difficult circumstances. Well, okay, let's eradicate a little bit someone who wants to argue, because I feel like we shouldn't argue. A woman shouldn't argue, it's not like part of her feminine side, shouldn't argue. But also the guy shouldn't make issues for them to argue. But anyway, if you pick a partner based on how easy they are to manipulate, don't act surprised when they outgrow that situation. When finally they are like established, when finally they become matured and they finally can think on their own, finally they understand how life is and how the whole dynamic is. So in their case, she got her green card, she kind of established herself a little bit. Is she going to fight for child support or, the alimony? I mean, of course, she should. She has 3 kids. She can't support them without him, for sure. And based on what we see on their social media, of the things that they post there, Chad is, I don't know if they're just showing off. They like to show off, but, she gets lip fillers in the beginning of their relationship. She's carrying a Louis Vuitton bag. She was driving Mercedes Benz. They're driving Mercedes. Yeah, Chad is, yeah. Okay, so anyway, you choose someone who didn't marry you out of love, but out of necessity. Yeah, that's the right word. Out of necessity. That's the reality of what you signed up for. So Chad, you can't complain about being used when you were the one who set the stage for that kind of, environment, for that dynamic. But also, let's not act like Jayan is a victim here either, because she made her choice too. She saw Chad as a way out of poverty, a way to secure a better future for herself and her future children, which are now her kids, 3 kids. And while life can be tough in the Philippines and opportunities can be really limited, that is true, marriage should never be used as a ticket to escape your circumstances. But who am I to judge, right? We don't have the same circumstances probably, or we don't have the same upbringing. We might not have the same environment while growing up. We might not have the same values even. And I am also aware that many Filipino women marry, and I'm not saying they only marry foreigners, but yeah, a lot of Filipino women marry to escape the responsibility. So yeah, they use marriage as an escape. Usually these women couldn't handle the burden of responsibility anymore of, their family, from their family. So they marry to escape that. And anyway, when you marry someone just for the benefits they bring you, just for the benefits, yeah, then you're playing a dangerous game, I think. You're committing to someone that you don't really love, and that's difficult already. And you're creating a situation that's bound to collapse, that's meant to fall apart the moment you feel strong enough to leave. So if you're going to enter a very transactional relationship, at least be honest with yourself about what it is, and don't act surprised when your choices catch up with you, just like what they did, just like they did here. Anyway, based on their videos on their channel, the things that they show there, even if, let's say, social media is a fake life, as they say, because people only like to show the good things, right? I think Based on it, I think I can say that she learned to love him. She has learned to love him. She has developed a genuine love for him. Although this real love is at a very, very early stage before they snapped. To me, relationships with huge age gaps are not easy. Like, it's not easy to build on an equal level, an equal foundation. Because when partner is old enough to be the other's parents or grandparent, see, I feel like that's not a partnership because it's very not balanced. It's very imbalanced. Chad wanted someone young and easy to control. Jayan saw an opportunity to improve her life. That's not love. It's a deal. Yeah, and the problem with deals like this is they always have an expiration date. So if Chad had chosen someone closer to his age, for example, someone who could truly relate to him, this might not have happened. And if Ann had chosen to build her life on her own terms rather than relying on a man like Chad, she might not be in this mess either. So I have a message for you guys. For the men, stop treating Filipino women like they're your escape plan, or no, actually not escape plan, but like stop treating Filipino women like they're your fantasy, like your fantasies. Stop doing it like it's your fantasy. If you're looking for a wife, find someone who's your equal, someone close to your age, or at least, you know, someone who shares your values, someone who at least have the same level of maturity. And to my Filipino sisters, I don't know, don't sell yourself short. Marriage is not, it's not a shortcut to a better life. It's a lifelong commitment, and if you're not marrying for the right reasons, you're only setting yourself up for failure, for heartbreak. Both sides need to do better, I think. If you're entering a relationship with selfish motives, you're not building love. You're setting a trap for yourself. So the story of Chad and Jay is not the first that we heard of. Both of them made their choices that led to their situation now, and both of them need to take accountability. I just really feel bad, you know, for the kids. They have 3 kids. By the way, she's pregnant for their 3rd child. So to the men coming to the Philippines, stop looking for easy solutions to your loneliness or midlife crisis. Be careful. And to my fellow Filipinas, don't let anyone take advantage of your struggles. So guys, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think relationships with huge age gaps can work? Let me know in the comment section, and please be nice to each other in the comments. I'll see you guys in the next video.